Mr. Iwata? Oh, wow. Yes, we're ready to start filming the Nintendo digital event for E3 2015.
Okay, thank you. I will head directly to the stage. Reggie, are you ready for the digital event?
Nintendo 62, Nintendo 63, Nintendo 64. My puppet body is ready. Huh?
I'm here.
Mr. Miyamoto?
Oh, yes.
Okay, ready whenever you are, gentlemen.
I just have to remember my words.
Huh? Huh? Look, look!
Hey, Fox, do a barrel roll.
Yeah, come on, Fox. Do a barrel roll.
Yeah.
Barrel roll? I can do better than that. Check this out.
Entering Corneria's orbit. Switching to all-range mode. Let's take the offensive. Do a barrel roll.
I live right by the Fushimi Inari Shrine. I've had a relation with this shrine since I was a child. Because of that, I felt that I was always protected, as if it's my guardian angel. When I was a child, there was a TV show about fighter planes called Thunderbirds. That inspired me to make a game that had cinematic elements. with each character having a distinct personality and their own drama. That would be reflected in the dialogue and appear in scenes like where a cool character and enemies would appear.
I'm here for a job, of course, and looks like I get to have a little fun.
When it came to talking about details regarding how to make the main characters look and feel, we talked about all sorts of types of people. But ever since I was in school, I drew comics with caricaturized humanoid animals and decided that the characters in this game should be based off animals. I then talked about it with Imamura-san, the designer, and we thought about the fox image. Then I thought, let's try making a fox the main character.
We're entering Corneria City now.
When there's an arch, you want to go under it, right? That's the kind of game I wanted to make. Thinking about the shrine, this place is known for the row of arches. So we went with this idea to create a game where you would fly through different arches. Star Fox is a game where you use a control stick, like the one you'd find on a plane. When you fly a real plane, you need to pull back on the control stick to fly up, right? Similarly, you can use the gyro on the gamepad to look all around and feel really immersed in the game. We'd like people to play as if they are flying a real plane. It's really exciting. For Wii U, with its 2 screens, we experimented with gameplay with ideas before this iteration of Star Fox. There were 2 screens that each serves a specific purpose. For example, we've tested using one screen for a more cinematic view and the other for gameplay. The Wii U gamepad has a gyro, and it's a big reason we decided to make this game. It's a cockpit view, so it feels like you're in the cockpit like this. You can aim by moving the gamepad around. In the other Star Fox games, you play by controlling your plane in third person on one screen. This time, the game world is shown on the TV and you can focus in to aim on the gamepad. By using 2 screens, you can see yourself flying in third person on the TV while shooting down at the enemies below you from the cockpit view on the gamepad. You can be really immersed in the experience, so that's something I hope people can check out. On the Nintendo 64 system, you had to use a lot of buttons. But now, with the Wii U gamepad, you can use 2 sticks to do things like speed up and flip around. There's only one button to fire all the different weapons. So there are 4 buttons left, and with that, we thought, why not use these buttons to make the R-Wing transform? And let's use one button to do flips and the other for a U-turn. The R-Wing transforming into a walker, that was in Star Fox 2. But since that game didn't make it out, I'm glad we were able to have it appear. The R-Wing transformation mechanic actually looks like it makes a lot of sense. There's the Landmaster, and also the Gyro Wing, which adds a lot of breadth to gameplay. With it, you can perform a lot of tasks as Fox. You can also play different stages with other vehicles, too. So I hope you'll have fun trying out courses with different vehicles, even after you clear the game. We've rebuilt the game using ideas from the past, but it's not a Part 4 or Part 5. It's not a remake either, so we named it Star Fox Zero this time. The subtitle Zero was taken from how the kanji character looks in calligraphy. Star Fox is based off of the Japanese culture that inspired me, so I wanted people around the world to see this cool kanji character in the logo. When I saw it, it reminded me of a foxtail. We wrote the character with a brush and added the logo. It looks cool.
Hi, and welcome to Nintendo's digital event for E3 2015. I'm Reggie Fils-Aimé, President of Nintendo of America. we began today having a little fun imagining ourselves as characters in the Star Fox universe. But that opening was more than just fun. It also represents a theme you're going to encounter consistently throughout Nintendo's experience for E3. That theme is transformation. Recently, Mr. Iwata has made several announcements on how Nintendo itself is being transformed, with expansion to Universal theme parks, mobile devices, and our new dedicated game platform, codenamed NX, which we'll tell you more about in 2016. Today, our purpose is more immediate, to focus on the transformations you'll be enjoying right inside your Nintendo gameplay in the coming months. If there's a secret to the longevity of Nintendo franchises, it is transformation. We never let them stand still. There always has to be something new, something compelling. And that even applies to the game Super Mario Bros., which is celebrating its 30th anniversary in 2015. To say he's been transformed over the years is obvious, but along the way, he's also transformed gaming, from establishing the platforming genre on the NES to the 3D world of Super Mario 64. Later this year, Super Mario Maker will take the next step by turning the essence of game creation over to you, our fans. Now, players will become creators as you build your own Mario levels that can be shared globally with friends. And who knows, maybe even I'll be playing, and of course beating, your latest creation. Finally, nothing in our history has transformed our franchises quite like Amiibo. And as you'll find out this week, there are more new Amiibo on the way and more games for them to inhabit. In fact, right now, let's see how Amiibo are about to show up in a totally unexpected way. So at this year's Nintendo digital event, the team put me right to work. So I'm pleased to be here with Karthik Bala from the Vicarious Vision studio at Activision. And Karthik, we've got some great news to share.
Yeah, so the hallmark of the Skylanders franchise has always been deliver brand new innovation and the highest quality game experience. For the first time, we're bringing a whole new toy category to life. We're bringing vehicles to life this year with our new game, Skylanders Superchargers, and really blending it to this epic vehicle adventure.
But there's more to it, right?
We've got 2 unexpected guest stars. So introducing turbocharged Donkey Kong and his vehicle, the Barrel Blaster. We also have Bowser. This is Hammer Slam Bowser, and his vehicle, the Clown Cruiser.
Bowser is always my favorite. I don't know why people say that I look like Bowser and at times act like Bowser. As you're playing as these figures, as you have the various vehicles, what happens?
So they have complete move sets and upgrade trees of powers and abilities, some of which are natural, things that you would expect, like Donkey Kong throwing barrels and Bowser slamming down his hammer, but also really unexpected moves that harken back to elements of lore within the 30 years of history of these characters.
What else can these figures do?
If you put the figure on a Skylanders portal, they act as a Skylander, but you can twist the base and switch it to Amiibo, and it can be used as an Amiibo in another Nintendo game.
So again, these characters, these vehicles, only playable on Nintendo. So as you go through this collaboration with Nintendo, a company that is very protective of its franchises, that always likes to have total control, what was that like in terms of working with us to bring these fabulous experiences to life?
We're such big like Nintendo fanboys, and I think we may have been a little too cautious at first. We wanted to have a form of Bowser where he became really big, and we pitched the idea of using Giga Bowser, and this is when the Nintendo team said, no, do something different, something new, and we created Magma Bowser,
right.
Who's never been seen before, and his fire breath just becomes this insane flamethrower. We wanted to set the Koopa on fire, and they said use dry bones.
Right.
And so like dry bones, and they said, well, here's all the material for dry bones, and it was just building on top of that, and we just didn't we didn't think that we were going to get away with all of this stuff.
Karthik, thank you so much for sharing this information. And throughout the entire week, we're going to be sharing more and more information. You and your team are going to grace us at Nintendo Treehouse Live, and there's going to be a lot more information to share.
I'm super excited.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
I wonder what's next.
Hello, I'm Aonuma, the producer of Zelda. Today, I would like to talk about The Legend of Zelda Triforce Heroes, the latest Nintendo 3DS Zelda game. I have the game's director, Shikata, here to introduce it with me.
Hello. I wanted to focus on multiplayer and co-op. Multiplayer in past Zelda games was more competitive, much like a party game. Everyone would gather to play to see who would get the most rupees. This time, I wanted players to cooperatively enjoy more serious Legend of Zelda gameplay elements, like solving puzzles and going through dungeons.
The 3D visuals of A Link Between Worlds was a great feature, especially in terms of depth. So I wanted to incorporate that into the multiplayer. So that's why we came up with the totem mechanic. Co-op was fully realized with the totem mechanic. You can carry your friends on your shoulders and reach higher places.
A 4-player totem was too tall, so we decided 3 was the better choice. For single player, there are supporting doll-like characters. There are 2 of them, and you can beat a level by switching between Link and these 2 dolls. The story starts in a kingdom that is just full of fashion-savvy people. Then, we find out something has happened. So the king is looking for a hero who could help. So different players are each claiming to be the hero. And so it begins. Using items to defeat enemies and conquering dungeons is a familiar staple from other Zelda games. So it should appeal to fans of the series. This time, there's also a fashion element, where you collect items to create new outfits with new abilities. By buying and equipping these different clothes, your abilities change. So the same courses will offer different experiences depending on what you wear.
I think playing with people in online multiplayer where you can't see their reactions is fun too. I hope people invite others to try out the game with them as well.
When playing in multiplayer, we frequently hear Mr. Aonuma yelling excitedly about the game.
I have the loudest voice on the team. Also for Nintendo 3DS, we have another new game. Last year, we had the Wii U version of Hyrule Warriors. We're now developing a 3DS version. This game is a reimagining of the Wii U game. It will include all the DLC characters from that one. We are also adding additional characters and stages from The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker to expand the gameplay. Hyrule Warriors is not like the Zelda games I create. It is an experience only Koei Tecmo can really bring to life. I hope you will enjoy Hyrule Warriors Legends, as well as The Legend of Zelda Triforce Heroes on Nintendo 3DS.
Hey.
life beyond the shore, just out of reach. Yet the waters ever change, flowing like time. The path is yours to try.
You are my child now.
Now, once and for all, no more games. To the death.
Here I come! I'll show you.
I won't surrender. Now pay for your betrayal.
Don't look at me, please.
There is only one punishment. The sentence is death.
Try to be at peace. Kill me if you want, but do it as yourself.
お願い、シーダ。
私はシーダ。あなたは翼という名前なの？
人類の天敵に対抗し得るもの、それがミラージュマスターよ。
今の翼の歌声ならきっと届く。だから歌うんだ、翼。
行こう、我が友五木よ。
オリベ翼、17歳です。心を込めて歌います。
ええ、翼の本気を見せてあげて。
背中は任せだぜ。かけるぞ、誰よりも早く。
ロードのマスターが現れた。ついに始まるのね。
私の出番ね。努力、才能よ。
どうしたの？お姉さんに何か用かしら？
きっとお兄ちゃんたちなら大丈夫。頑張って。
一緒に行こう、クロム。運命を超える。
Hi, I'm Emi Watanabe, and I work in software planning and development department at Nintendo, and I am a coordinator. I work with developers in making Nintendo games. I've worked on Kirby's Epic Yarn with the same developer, and I was in charge of designing Yoshi's Woolly World with Tezuka-san. Working with Tezuka-san is very inspirational. He is the leader of this project. At the same time, he has the perspectives of the player, so he has both elements, the leader and the player. At first, I decided to make some Yarn Yoshi just for fun, because I'm not a programmer or an artist, so I wasn't able to make something in the actual game. And the development team was really working hard. So I thought to myself, oh, is there anything that I can do in some way to help this game? I went home and got some yarn, and I decided to make my very first Yarn Yoshi. When I brought it back to the office, the smiles on the face of my colleagues really struck me. There was this proposal made at Nintendo saying that maybe for a game like this, a plushie amiibo would be more fun to have, because it goes well with the vibe of the game. And when I heard that, I fell in love with that idea and decided to make more Yarn Yoshi prototypes. Yoshi himself is made of yarn. The shape of his body transforms into different shapes. So he turns into like a propeller when you jump, and he turns into a mallet when he does the ground pound. But also the world itself is in yarn and fabrics. and lots of textiles. We have places in the game where you can unravel, and you can also knit platforms. And in this game, the enemies are made of yarn as well. So when Yoshi swallows them, they turn into little yarn balls instead of eggs. Well, most of all, we want the game to be fun. Yoshi's Woolly World provides plenty of challenge if you try to go for 100% completion. But also we wanted to have lots and lots of people enjoy the game, and those lots of people have different expectations on the difficulty of the game. And for us, what's so special about Yoshi games is that the difficulty level is all up to the player, because if you just want to have fun, you can just run through the levels. If you think you're a more advanced player, you can set the challenge a little higher by collecting lots of items, and that provides plenty of challenge in this game. We are very confident that the game provides both the challenge and the fun. Its co-op mode is designed so that the user can decide how they want to play with their friend. So you can either cooperate with your friend, you can help each other out, you can swallow the other Yoshi, turn him into a yarn ball, and then throw it to high areas so that the other Yoshi can reach that area. So you can do a little bit of a competition with your friend, you can be a little mean. If you have an amiibo, and if you use it in Yoshi's Woolly World, then Yoshi's design turns into that amiibo character. So for example, if you have a Mario amiibo, you can get a Mario Yoshi, which is a Yoshi in Mario pattern, in Mario design. So if you have an amiibo at home, maybe you can have fun trying out different characters. In this game, when we turned Pucci into yarn, he was really cute. So that's why we decided to have him again in this game. He barks when there's an important item around you, so he's a quite useful companion to have. Even after you clear the level, it's really fun to go back, revisit that level, because there's always something that you missed out on. You always find something new. It would be great if you can collect all the items in one go, but that is quite challenging. So I hope people can enjoy playing the same level over and over again. Most of all, I want people to feel happy when playing this game.
This is the line. Think you understand yokai a little better now?
Do your thing!
Summoning Charming!
We've been working together for 30 years now. If there's 3 ideas presented to both of us, we pick the same one.
As the years went on and we made more and more side-scrolling games, we had to create a more advanced tool to design them with. This became the basis of Super Mario Maker.
The tool got so good that the more we worked with it, the more we realized we could also turn it into something everyone could enjoy. With Super Mario Maker, anytime you make an edit, you can see the results right away. This instant feedback can really help your imagination run wild.
Back in the day, we had to create everything by hand. To design courses, we would actually draw them one at a time onto these sheets of graph paper. We'd then hand our drawings to the programmers, who would code them into a build. While digging up these old documents, we found this. It's very precious. When we first thought of the idea of Super Mario Brothers, we had a concept of land, air, and sea. See this old sketch of Mario throwing fireballs from a moving cloud? You can now do that in Super Mario Maker. You can even control where the cloud flies.
In the old days, when we needed to fix or change part of the course, it would get really messy if we tried to edit the original drawing. So we'd put this see-through paper on top to make edits.
A lot of things might look familiar, but you can combine various elements from the different games to create entirely new stuff. Like stacking different enemies on top of each other to make a huge tower, and then putting a bullet bill on top. You can even put things we've never placed underwater. Right, there are some enemies that don't normally appear underwater, like Goombas. When you put one underwater in Super Mario Maker, it will swim like a small shrimp. Mario can even take on the appearance of other characters. Tap a compatible amiibo, like Wii Fit Trainer, and Mario can turn into Wii Fit Trainer when he gets a mystery mushroom. It's called Costume Mario. We have a lot of these planned. To celebrate Super Mario's 30th anniversary, we're releasing an 8-bit amiibo. When you use it, your Mario in-game is going to appear a bit bigger. The amiibo itself is pretty big too, to reflect the effect in the game. There's also a Super Mario Maker booklet. The booklet has a lot of sample courses. It's really fun just looking at them, as if this is what would happen if you design the world of Mario in real life.
Most times, I start by making a course I want to play, which is usually like a 2-1 or 2-2. Once that's done, we try to make it a little easier. So we move on to making 1-1. It's always like that. I may come across as a mean person by saying this, but in 1-1, there's a Goomba, which is clearly an enemy, but there's also a super mushroom, and you might run when you first see it. You run, but there's a block above, so you can't run. So if you jump, the ceiling is low, so you usually hit it. But when you do, you grow big. It's a surprise. There are stairs, but there are gaps. But the first gap has a floor, and the second one is the one you want to avoid because it's bottomless. So it's a tutorial in a sense. We put a lot of thought into those types of things.
When playing a Mario game for the first time, it's a challenge to run and jump at the same time. New players usually fall into the first pit because they can't make the jump. But they learn from it. They usually fall into it because they can't make it.
It's like game design training software.
Try it if you want to get into game design.
With an With enough practice, anyone can become a good course designer.
Earlier I said that Nintendo's experience for E3 is all about transformation. And while we've given you a sneak peek of some of our games coming later in 2015, there's still much more to share. Next, Nintendo Treehouse Live at E3 begins. We'll kick off with Mr. Miyamoto and fellow developers flying through Star Fox Zero. And if you can't wait to get your hands on Super Mario Maker, the opportunity is right in front of you. On Wednesday, from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m., and Saturday from noon until 5 p.m. local time, you can walk into any of more than 100 Best Buy stores in the US and Canada and experience the game for yourself, firsthand. You can find the details of all of our activities this week at e3.nintendo.com. To close, as anyone transforms, be it a person or a company, it's good to reflect on where you've been to help guide where you go next. Over the past 30 years, more than 1 billion people around the world have played a Nintendo game. And most of them have played as gaming's biggest star, Mario. From the music, to the costumes, to the characters, Super Mario isn't just Nintendo's mascot. There's a little piece of him, and certainly memories of his adventures, inside all of us.
Oh yeah, Mario time!
Recas Mario!
Now it's your turn. Visit LetSuperMario.com and help us celebrate his 30th anniversary by submitting your own Super Mario video. And do it for a good cause, with Nintendo making a donation to the nonprofit group Operation Smile. Visit our site for details. Let's have some fun, let's support a great cause, and let's Super Mario.
Hello everyone, I'm Shigeru Miyamoto. Thank you for watching Nintendo Digital Event. 日本の皆さん遅くまでありがとうございます。今日のね、デジタルイベントの映像っていうのは、今年発売できるソフト、それから来年の早い時期に発売できるソフトに絞り込みました。
So our digital event today focused entirely on games that are launching in 2015 and early 2016.
で、去年 E3 で見せたゲームパッドを生かしたゲームとか、まだまだ開発続けてますので期待してくださいね。
And as we showed at E3 last year, we have many gamepad games for Wii U that we introduced there that are continuing in development, and we're still working on those.
とりあえず今はアミーボと、それからスプラトゥーンでこう狙う、スターフォックスで遊ぶ、いろんなゲームを楽しんでください。
And so we've introduced games like that use Amiibo and games like Splatoon, and we've shown starfox for this year, and we've got more coming.
青沼さんがね来てないんですね、この回に。彼は今次のゲームを作るのに今一生懸命頑張ってます。僕も戻ってすぐ手伝う予定です。
And Aonuma-san is not here at E3, and that's because he is back at Nintendo, hard at work on his next game. And as soon as the show is over, I'm going to be going back to help him out with it as well.
で今からスターフォックスゼロのね説明をするんですけど、僕がゲームを遊ぶよりトリーハウスの皆さんがずっと上手なので皆さんにお任せします。
And so now what we're going to do is jump right into gameplay straight from Star Fox Zero. But I think maybe rather than having me play it, we should have our Nintendo Treehouse Live staff here play it, because they're probably going to be a lot better than I am.
ね、それから終わったら僕もう一つお話があるので戻ってきますけども、それから今日一日いろんなまたスタッフのゼロの話とかしますから、寝ずに頑張ってみてくださいね。
But after they're done, I'm going to come right back because there's one more thing that I want to talk about, and so I think we'll take a look at that and then just kick off with Nintendo Treehouse Live.
See you soon. See you soon.
See you soon.
Game.
E3.
Now it's time.
Only at E3 do they let us out of the treehouse to, play these games. So we're going to hop right into Star Fox Zero for you guys and do some. We're going to fire up the R-Wing and take it for a test
straight
flight.
The Corneria, which is, a favorite of a lot of Star Fox veterans out there.
This is so cool.
And seeing this game, it just brings back a lot of really good memories for me about spending way too much time really late at night playing Star Fox.
I know, you can just see this cinematic opening. It's so good.
All right. So as we're getting started here, we probably should talk a little bit about how this game fits into the Star Fox series for folks who maybe missed our digital event.
Right. This Star Fox is kind of a reimagining of the original or Star Fox 64. It's not a prequel, it's not a sequel, it's just kind of it exists alongside that of Star Fox.
Yeah, I like it as a reimagining because it's going to be a whole new story, but there's a lot here that's really familiar and then a lot of new stuff that
I think you guys are.
Really
I'm using the gamepad. We're going to notice a lot of this split screen gameplay, and I was using it there to check in with my teammates. And people are going to, the voices are going to sound a little familiar. That's because we brought back a lot of the original voice actors, not just from the original, but from Star Fox 64 3D.
Yeah.
So, but again, this is a brand new Star Fox game, so those voices are going to have a new life, which is going to be really exciting.
And for some of those lines, the classic barrel roll lines, you got to keep those in to keep the fans happy. But there's also a lot of really cool new lines that
I like to shoot Falco right off the start, give him a little friendly fire there. Wake him up.
All right, so Morgan here is kind of aiming around the screen, taking these enemies out. On the Wii U gamepad, he actually sees the cockpit view, whereas on the TV screen, he's seeing kind of like the overview. So you can either use the TV to aim or use the gamepad to aim.
And you can see right away we've got some stuff that we've never seen before. It's like some sort of giant saw blades.
Boom. Oh, careful. You got to dodge that stuff, man. I think Miyamoto-san will be very sad if we destroy the R-Wing on our first go out.
Not going to happen. It's totally not going to happen.
It's not a cheap piece of equipment, so.
Yeah, and it's really fun to switch back and forth between the TV screen and the gamepad screen here.
And not only that, the gamepad gives you kind of a finer amount of control. Not only a finer amount, but a wider amount of control. You can, if you actually tilt it straight up, you can shoot straight up while you're flying forward.
It's really cool. We're going to see some of that later when we get into the all-range section. And, people are going to, I think immediately you're going to feel sort of you know, we're going to see a lot of Star Fox Zero gameplay here on Treehouse Live, and I think people are going to be excited by things that are very familiar to them, like this opening section. It's sort of it's not really on rails, but it's classic sort of flying. We're going to see some all-range sections, and then we're going to see some other stuff too that I think is going to be really exciting.
Right.
And I'm really glad that during the digital event, we got to hear Miyamoto-san talk about the inspiration for a lot of the design here, because now having heard about the archways and the shrine inspiration, it's really interesting seeing the stage again and seeing it through those eyes.
Yeah, that's something that, you know, obviously with playing past Star Fox games, you do a lot of, you fly under stuff and through stuff, but I'd never really thought of it, you know,
Whoa!
Oh.
Watch out.
Being, like,
that guy was waiting his whole robot life to throw that beam at me. I love that guy.
That's his only programming, is to throw.
So I'm missing there. Was that one of the girder throwing robots that you just destroyed? Like big guys who throw
I'm just
things?
taking out some trees too, you know, as long as I'm here, why not? You guys can see my hits counting up there. It's, you know, it's that classic Star Fox. You know, I'm racking up hits as I take down enemies. I'm getting more of those as I get combos. So
right, yeah. So if you do that charge shot, take out like 3 enemies at a time, you're getting actually more hits than you would if you took them out individually.
Yeah, whoop, there's another one of those guys.
Careful.
And I'm not going to save Corneria by getting a high score, but it's going to make me feel real good.
You never know. And those rings, those are refilling your shields and whatnot as you take damage.
Yeah, and I think if people at home, I'm actually switching back and forth quite a bit between when I'm looking at the TV or looking at the gamepad, and we've got that picture-in-picture, which is nice. Obviously, they don't quite know where I'm looking, but it's so much fun to sort of switch back and forth.
Yeah.
And we're going to see, here we go, we're going into all-range mode now. There's
Speaking
General
of familiar
Pepper.
faces.
He's holed up in the top floor.
Switching to all-range mode.
In all-range mode, again, you know, I think we got a lot of Star Fox fans maybe watching, but people that haven't. Now I'm able to fly completely around this area in 360 degrees. I can also use the ZL button here. That's putting me into target view, so to check that out, I can bust out a really cool sort of cinematic viewpoint here. If you see my gamepad, I'm still in first person, but I'm able to use the TV to track a lot of these fighters. We've got a lot of enemy fighters right now. I'm going to get back to work here trying to take these guys down.
And that target view actually comes into play, you know, when you need to see where you are in relation to another object. Sometimes you can use that. Check the TV, be like, oh, this guy's behind me, and then you'll just turn around and take him out.
Nice.
Whoa, watch out.
All right, so your goal right now, you have to take out 10 of these fighters.
Yeah, we've got to take out 10 of these bad boys.
Almost halfway there.
We're working on it.
Nice, good job.
I'm going to get a little laser upgrade here. That's going to help me out.
And it's really nice when you're not playing this, just getting to appreciate the background. Just sort of enjoying the scenery, and it's like, oh wait, sorry, there's people firing.
Yeah, we talked about, you know, well, I've got, you know, Peppy, Slippy, and Falco. They're doing a little work on those 10 fighters too. I'm going to bust out a few moves here.
Oh yeah.
You go again. I'm using 2 sticks to fly, which might sound, yeah, you use 2 sticks, but you got to remember that original Star Fox, you had 1 control stick, and being able to use 2, I'm able to do a lot of, you know, I'm just able to do a lot of really cool fly moves, but also, like I said, flick the sticks to do, you know, a nice somersault there. Of course, if I do a double tap,
do a barrel roll.
Do a barrel. Let's get back to work on these enemy fighters up here.
So you can also do like a U-turn.
Oh yeah.
You can boost. You can brake. So you're using all these different maneuvers to try to.
Yeah, I'm using my right stick here to boost. You can see my boost meter at the bottom of the screen. Using up. Go ahead and.
Come on, Morgan. You only got 2 more to go.
All right. Let me fire up a charge shot here.
Nice.
I know I got to take these enemies down, but I want to show off. We're kicking the tires here on the R-Wing for everybody. Or I don't know, kicking the tires. I don't know if that works. Maybe we're. I don't know what we're doing. I guess if Moyu has tires, it probably lands at some point.
All right. I'm really excited to show off the transformation here, so I feel like we need to hit the ground.
All right, I've got these containers opening up, and yeah, I think you can see I'm flying above these guys using my gamepad to target their weak points, but I'm feeling a little frisky, so I'm going to go ahead and tap. This is a big moment here. I don't want to give it away, but here we go. Tap the A button.
Oh, jeez.
Whoa.
Nice. What's cool about the walker is you can It changes your kind of maneuverability options. You can stand still, whereas in the
It is like I can just stand here. Suddenly I'm not flying around. This guy's coming right toward me. I've also got a hover. I'm gonna use the gamepad. Look down.
Nice.
That guy was not prepared for me to walk around like that.
Can we show its little strafing move as well? Because I think that just looks
Yeah,
really
you can
cool.
see I've got a little. And of course, like any good Star Fox vehicle, you can always do a barrel roll, even if you're in the walker.
So you got to hit those red nubbins on the top of them.
Yeah, let me chase those guys down.
And one thing I think is really fun about the transformation, it's not just a different way to come at enemies and come at problems, but there's actually some stuff hidden around in these stages that you're not going to be able to find unless you shift into different transformations. Because there's going to be some spots that are a little too narrow for your R-Wing to fit, and some other spots where it's just a tight fit. You've got to know which vehicle you need to go through to get through there.
Just got a hot tip from Peppy that there's more coming from the shoreline. I'm going to fly above these guys. Get back into my.
He's shooting basically straight down at those guys, which is something you weren't able to do in past Star Fox games. But now with the gamepad, you can basically look straight down and kind of like be a bomber, do a bombing run sort of thing.
And it's a little easier to make sure you're not going to run into something when you look at the upper screen and you're like, okay, I can tell I'm not going to run into a building. Then focus on whatever's below you.
There's another one there. I just spotted it using target view. Whoop, watch out.
I feel like it's a little too peaceful right now. I don't trust it.
There's one there below me there. I'm using target view to lock onto him. And when I say lock on, I'm meaning lock on visually. I still have to actually do the work and aim for him. Whoa, buddy. Nice. Get off that tower. That's our tower.
Good job.
Always good advice from Peppy. Peppy never, he always comes through.
Yeah, Slippy, not so much.
I need to get back on the ground here. These guys are getting a little too close for my comfort.
I love that little move when it's coming down for the transformation. It's just like.
Gotta use that charge shot. Call out that charge shot.
Sounds good to do.
Nice.
Get off my tower. Phase 2 complete.
So these, I don't know if at home you guys can hear the characters talking or not, but it's a really cool feature with the gamepad. They're doing this 3D audio thing.
Yeah, it's really, really cool.
So it's the weirdest thing. It feels like the characters are talking in, like whispering into your ear, like a headset.
Yeah, they've got it so when you're playing, the characters talking to you are coming out of the gamepad speakers, and it's so cool. The sound design in this game is really, really, really cool, and yeah, it really does feel like they're sort of in your helmet.
Right.
Yeah, that's
so I've got a problem here actually. I was talking about sound, and meanwhile, the Androsa dropped down. This is enemy. This thing's crazy. This is a weaponized flying fortress, I believe it was called. You can see that now that I'm in this boss battle, the TV screen has dropped into even more of a cinematic view, and I'm really like using the gamepad now to target.
This is one point I think is really interesting here, because there's that little tunnel you can see over on the left-hand side, and now you have a couple of different options with this boss. If you want to, you can stay up here, focus on it from the air, but if you're a smooth flyer, you can actually sneak in there, and there's some other stuff to do actually inside this boss.
Right. As you know, Star Fox fans know, there are multiple ways to complete missions in Star Fox games. You can have a mission complete or a mission accomplished, and that depends on how, you know, what sort of things you do during the mission.
This is another spot where it comes in really handy that you can do some separate targeting as well.
Whoa, watch
careful.
out.
Crash. Careful there.
Got these lasers. I'm going to go ahead and sneak behind this guy, and I'm going to drop in on him.
Oh, nice.
Oh, didn't see me coming, did you?
Nice.
I'm going to ride that down. I'm just going to ride it. I'm feeling a little action movie style.
Oh, that was awesome.
Nice.
All right, one of these radar lasers left.
Boom.
Wow.
Well
I
played,
hope he's
Morgan.
below that chunk of debris that just fell down.
But he escaped. He escaped. What are you going to do?
It's always good doing General Pepper proud. He's just, you know, you really want to. He's somebody you really want to fight for.
Nice.
It's so good being back in the cockpit. It's so good being back. I'm so excited. Like, it's so good to have You know, we had, like we said, we talked about Star Fox 3. That was a remake of the original, but this is the brand new Star Fox game. It feels so good, though. It's like everything I love about the original. I don't really want to give the controller up, but I think Eric's gonna.
Oh,
you know, I'll take
I'm not
a
sure we
shot.
want to fight
Step into
on camera. We might get in trouble for that.
Yeah. And in case you're watching at home and you actually are going to be coming to E3, that Corneria mission is one of the ones we have playable here on the show floor. Yeah, it's.
I don't know if you saw behind us. We've actually got these killer cockpit setups. There's 4 of them, and they actually have like a really immersive speaker system, and it's very much like sitting in an R-Wing. I'm hoping I can get in line and actually try those at some point. But they look like fun.
Man, all right. I'm still. I don't really. I'm feeling like that was fun. I mean, we're back at E3. You know, we're here getting to play games. Like this is so cool. I just, it's so fun just testing this thing out.
Showing it to the world after so long.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's hard following the direct because I'm still so distracted by like Muppet people. Now I have to focus up and work.
So Eric's taking us into Area 3 here.
So I really love using the cockpit view, and I think it's going to come down to personal preference too. Sometimes, some players are going to, you know, like using the TV more, some the cockpit view. But for me, I think the cockpit view gives me more options.